Oh, whoa. Hey. This is like the fifth time I recorded. I am not re-recording. I don't care if I dropped it or not. So, anyway, we've been talking about relationships, and now what we're going to be talking about is having too high of expectations. And you're like, what? High expectations? We should always have high expectations. Never lower your standard. Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is having that high expectations where you put somebody on a pedestal, rather it's your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Okay? When you put that person in this place where the relationship and how it's supposed to bring glory to God in every step of the way, from dating, like boyfriend girlfriend style, from fiance, and from marriage or whatever, we cannot. Was that my cat? That was my cat. We cannot put them on this pedestal where the relationship is supposed to shine to God, and then all of a sudden we put this person on the pedestal where they now become God, and now we're clouded up as to what God is actually all about and how our relationship is supposed to show Him. And so what I'm really getting at is, like, just because I'm supposed to be the spiritual leader in our household does not mean that my wife cannot open up her own Bible and read on her own time and have her own God be able to speak into her life. I am not the mediator. I am not Christ. I am not the one on the cross that is supposed to be filling up this gap. And so I have to realize, and she has to realize, that neither one of us can do that. Like, perfection is the only one that can give perfection. If we are imperfection, which we are, what? Yeah. Because we are imperfection, we can't give perfection. Like, we don't know what it's like to be perfect, so we can't give that perfect. And so, like, even though I'm supposed to show my wife love, and even though she is to show me love as well, that doesn't necessarily mean that we are the source of love. Get that? Like, God is the source of all. So I can't have this high expectations that because of my wife, I'm going to continue to have joy. Because of my wife, I'm going to continue to have, like, great finances or whatever. That's fine. If your spouse has good finances or whatever, that's great. But who gave them the money to be able to provide for that family? We got to keep it in perspective. Or I should say, a standard is good, but too high of expectations is bad, especially when you totally cloud up and forget that the person you're dealing with is just a sinner. Okay? If they're a Christian, great. Now they're a repentant sinner. They're not this perfect God of who we love and who we serve. So be careful that you don't have high expectations, that all the baggage that you used to have in your life before you met this person, that person is not going to fold up that baggage and stow it away somewhere. Only Christ can take care of that stuff. The person you're with, all they can do is bring their baggage. And hopefully, if you guys both know Christ and are rooted in Him and understand that your relationship is supposed to be centered on Him, the only thing you guys can do is bring both your baggage together, take that flight with God, because the only person who's going to take that away from you and be able to take care of that is that final destination with God. That's it. You can't do anything about someone else's. You can try to help them along, but again, we're helping. We're not the source of the help. Yeah? So, high expectations. Be careful that you're not setting it so high that that person who is imperfect is now no longer good enough for you, because you've totally forgot that you're not good enough for them. We're not good enough for each other. The only one who's good enough for us, best enough, perfect enough, great enough, is Christ. But if you start to get this mentality, oh, that person's not good enough for me. That person, this pedestal I had him on, boop, they messed up, boom, came crashing down. Now they're not good enough for me. Watch out, because you've totally set that high expectation on them instead of keeping your eyes on the highest of highs, on the name above all names, Jesus Christ. Fire Life.